My fellow Kenyans, my name is Reverend Dr. Maria Joseph, and I'm here these days to give you a bit of a thought. And as Kenyans, we know that we have come very, very, very far since independence. While our communities were struggling because of the burdens that they were given by the colonialists. They struggled a lot. They were working in the colonial farms. They were mistreated with all kinds of mistreatment. And our community said enough is enough. When they said enough is enough, they came up together and they fought for their freedom, education, and land. And by the year 1963, we gained our independence. And in 1964, we became a republic of Kenya. Ever since, several Kenyans have been fighting against tyranny, against demagogic form of governance, and against democracy, and also against what we can call a dictatorship. We fought when there was one single party system until we were given, until we secured our country from a single partyism to from a single party to a multi-partyism state. And still we fought against the old constitution that had given us no authority. It had enslaved us, that we cannot talk freely. There was no freedom of expression, no freedom of assembly, no freedom of worship. Yes, we claim that it was there, but it was not enshrined in our constitution. After fighting against the old constitution by the year 2010, we gave ourselves a constitution that is called the Kenyan Constitution 2010. We enacted that constitution that guides our bills of rights, that guides our freedom, that gives us Kenyans power, because we have the sovereign power. Apart from God, we are the people who have the sovereign power. And we elect our representatives. The first representative being the President of the Republic of Kenya. The other representative being the governors, the members of the parliament, the Senate, the members of the county assemblies. Those are the elective possessions that we elect people to represent us. But the sovereign power belongs to us, the Kenyans. But there's some issues that happen through our representatives, as we can talk about what happened recently in the last weeks and also in this week that we are hiding today. Kenyans, we are poorly represented, and therefore we should come up and oppose unconstitutionalism, or lest we lose our country to the dogs. When I talk losing our country to the dogs, I mean losing our country to the wolves who care nothing about us, who care nothing about the citizens. Those who do not seek to represent us accordingly, seeking their own tummies, seeking their own gains. These are what are called dogs. Yes, it is written there in the book of Isaiah, chapter 56, from verses 10 to 12, about dogs. people who cannot favor us with knowledge, with understanding, they only go and gain for themselves. Now, I have seen unconstitutionalism happening in our country in the recent days. And this is through what we call bulldozing. The executive bulldozes the national parliament and the Senate up to a position whereby they are not only breaking the constitution of Kenya, but they are breaking even the natural law, the natural law that safeguards humanism. I've never seen anywhere in the world where a case will be determined without hearing the accused person. That kind of decision, if it is not demonic, then it is throwing our country to the dogs. Justice should be our shield and defender, as enshrined in our national anthem. We should be fair to each and everyone. And then I wonder if the people that we have given our representative power to make rules and law, if they cannot follow justice, if they are they follow injustice, if they are full of betrayals, if they are full of malice, where is our country heading to? Are we not heading to the dish? And why are we keeping quiet? I've seen several religious leaders saying that we should forget, we should now continue ahead by building our nation. Do you continue building the nation when you bring some people down without justice? Does it mean that even these religious men are part of injustice? Kenyans, we should not let unconstitutionalism govern this nation. Remember, we got this nation through shedding of blood and losing most of our people's life. We should not go back to what happened in 2007, because the direction we are taking is similar to what happened. I'm angered to see young people that are called Gen Zs losing their life for nothing. And if you count the age, you'll understand these children, these young people, the generations, the young generation, the Gen Zs, are of the same age like the children who are banned in a church in Eldoret. Kiamombi. Yes, you want us to forget, but how can we forget if we see the direction that are taken are similar, like the same? The Dowings, who either planned or perpetuated the same killings, have made our young people to get lost, kidnapped, without any trace, without any information. I'm asking this question. Does it mean that we Kenyans, we can only be governed when there is a bloodshed? Why are we governed through hypocrisy? Why? Why should hypocrisy take the center stage of the governance of this country? Unless now we are rescued by the legal systems of this country, the judiciary, because judiciary seems to be more abreast than any other institution. We can't trust the executive. We cannot trust the assemblies. Legislature, we can't trust them anymore. They seem to be doings of hypocrisy, doings of unconstitutionalism. And that is why Kenyans, we should not keep and watch. If we keep and watch, we are going to be taken back to the dictatorship period. And people are going to trample this constitution down. In the Penal Code, Section 215, any court should hear the complainant, the accused, and their witnesses before it determines or makes a decision of the case, either to punish the accused or convict, sentence, or acquit according to the evidences that have been given. And again, the evidence should be factual. It should be proven beyond any reasonable doubt. But the evidences that we found being presented to the Senate last week, it had a lot of irregularities. Number one, it was not substantiated. Number two, it was not beyond any reasonable doubt. It had a lot of doubts. Number three, it was full of contradictions. It was contradictory. And therefore, number four, it was non-factual. You don't take a case to court out of thought that I think. No, you should prove beyond a reasonable doubt, such that there will be no doubt. But now, if you do what we call malicious prosecution, because this is what happened last week. I'm not a legal jargon. I'm not a lawyer. But at least I know law a little bit. I don't practice it, but I know the law. All these jargons of law, all these leaders of ours, all these representatives of ours think that we are stupid. We are not, as Kenyans. And don't take us for a ride, because the sovereign power belongs to us. Our young people were killed. They were maimed. They lost their lives. Others were kidnapped. We kept quiet. But we know we have the sovereign power. The sovereign power belongs to us as Kenyan citizens. You do whatever you want. You brought the finance bills to us. You wanted to kill us through taxations. We told you that it is not right. You never listened to us. You see, the public participation cleared the finance bill. I don't know which public participation you went to. Recently, you told us public participation cleared the impeachment of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. I don't know which public participated. or how it was participated by the public. When you go for campaign trails, why do you go to every village? Because you fear you might lose. You're not going to win. But because this one, you had a lot of malicious, where everybody in the world can see that you practiced injustice. Now we are waiting for our courts to see whether they'll be put in the pockets of unjustifiable men, unjustifiable leaders of this nation. And I think, though I'm not very sure, this is my thought, I think most of our leaders are very corrupt. And they get corruption gains. That's why they are doing unconstitutional things. Please, Kenyans, let us wake up and reclaim our constitutionalism and throw away unconstitutionalism. Let us say we need to be led through the spirit and power of our Constitution. And let us hate any form of constitutionalism. May God bless you, and may we be the voices of the voiceless. May we be advocates of justice. May we be advocates of truthfulness. Even if we die, the truth will never die. Even if we are pursued up to the corners, the truth will stand firm, and Kenya is bigger than any or every individual, without all, irrespective of the position that you hold. We are the people, and the supreme power belongs to us. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Thank you.